It's boxing's biggest night of the year, a feast for fans with 3 world title fights and an undercard of superstars. Now it's just weeks away. It's Don King's Night of the Undisputed.
This is one of the best cards. I think is going to be a historical card that I put together, because here you have 7 world championship fights in one evening. You have 5 on the screen, 7 on the scene. It's going to be a great American afternoon of festivities and fisticuffs that's going to be exciting.
And after a poor year, it's a huge night for pay-per-view giant HBO.
This is a crossroads fight for the pay-per-view industry. We haven't had a card this good, top to bottom, in years. You've got some of the best fighters and best champions in the world, 2 champions, undisputed world championship fights, former undisputed champions, future undisputed champions. It's just undisputed. So it's a great, great, exciting night. It gets a smile on my face every time I think about it.
The first of the night's world title fights will be between Ricardo El Matador Mayorga and Corey Spinks. Things got a little heated at the presser.
This guy is incredible, but he's a bum. He has no skill. He's disrespecting the game. And I'm about to show the world. But he had his little time. It's time to give it up. Going back to Nicaragua.
But if that wasn't enough, Don couldn't resist a world heavyweight bout between 2 former champions, John the Quiet Man Ruiz and Hasim the Rock Rackman.
This guy is incredible.
I'm looking forward to fighting this title, winning it, and then trying to unify. At the state of the heavyweight division, 1 champion is all we need, you know. We get 1 champion, then it ain't no doubt.
This is Fredo Benitez, Ray Leonard, you know what I'm saying, Duran and Barkley. This is going to be a memorable fight.
Yet they could be upstaged by the colourful character that boxing has craved since those heady days. Ricardo Mayorga gate-crashed the welterweight scene with a double over Vernon Forrest. Now the Nicaraguan wildman faces slick St. Louis southpaw Corey Spinks. It's another unification clash with plenty of bite.
No comprendo por qué Don King me busca boxeadores malos como este payaso.
I don't understand, honestly. I'm a little bit confused how Don got me this bum that I have to fight this Saturday.
That was my dreams, you know what I'm saying, when I was younger, to always become a world champion. Now it's time for the ultimate dream, to become the undisputed world champion.
At light middleweight, Alejandro Garcia and Travis Sims, 2 unbeaten punchers, clash. And who better to spice the card up than that cocky, clever New York light welterweight.
Spinks, he is the IBF champion, but this, if he could pull it off, another upset, would really make his name. Let's rejoin Nicky and Adam.
Great world welterweight champion of former times, Felix Trinidad, in the ring, awaiting Corey Spinks, who's dancing with confidence and enthusiasm. Will the Jinx from the Spinks family strike for a 3rd time? They're still watching over in Mosul, Iraq, the American troops. 25-year-old Corey is adamant he'll follow in the footsteps of Uncle Michael, who twice upset the great Larry Holmes, and Father Leon with his son for his big night.
God, doesn't he look confident? Really does. And he's in with probably the most ferocious boxer pound for pound in the world tonight, so, you know, it's a good thing.
This is the next generation's 34th outing. He's a clever operator who's had the ability and guts to win the IBF 10 stone 7 title in Italy, and the cool composure, Nicky, to deal with his weird opponent's unsavory attacks this week. There's Uncle Michael, who of course beat Larry Holmes. Father Leon, who beat the greatest. But the signs are good that he's dealing with this.
Oh, definitely dealing with it. Look at him. It's Tito Trinidad with Don King, the promoter.
It's a cast of thousands tonight, and what a night for Corey Spinks as they attempt to unify the welterweight world title. He dances like that in training. It's a little strange.
He's wearing leather boxing shorts.
and he's been wearing other boxing shorts with his name on all week. He absolutely loves the game, Corey Spinks. He believes he can derail this man, Ricardo Mayorga, and listen to the reception he will get. He has taken boxing by the stranglehold, a real live wire character. Wild, woolly, arrogant, trash talking. But some people in boxing have been craving this for years.
He believes in himself so much. The way he offered his chin to Vernon Forrest in the second fight and just let Forrest hit him on the chin with no effect at all shows how confident he is in his own chin and his own ability. And it's an amazing spectacle what we look forward to tonight. Can Corey Spinks, who is a terrific boxer and a stylist, can he keep away from this man? You know, has he got the power to deter him? That's the question. I don't think he has, but we'll soon see.
Here he comes, the hero of Managua in Nicaragua and his enormous entourage as they strut to the ring that he's made his own amongst the competitive welterweight division. He breaks the rules by smoking and drinking, but he's busted up the former #1 Vernon Forrest and repeats the dose as the Spinks family try and fill Corey with confidence. That's what he needs tonight, because Mayorga is the talk of the town. Love him or hate him, you listen to him.
Yes, you do. And he's frightening, isn't he? And the whole entourage adds to the intimidation factor.
Stacey McKinley just behind. He was the man that was with Mike Tyson for so long. Tried to put the creepers up Lennox Lewis. That backfired.
Yeah, it did. So confident in his own ability.
Taking his time to get to the ring. He was throwing out gloves signed at the weigh-in, and there the Nicaraguan flags. They absolutely adore him. With the purse for his second Vernon Forrest fight, he went back to a poor area of Managua and he brought the whole place electricity. I mean, so he can't be that bad.
No, he can't be. I think it was 400,000 they were saying, you know, they just gave it away more or less. An amazing thing to do. And obviously believes he's going to have millions and millions more.
They penciled in Sugar Shane Mosley for the middle of March. Mayorga says he will blow Corey Spinks away. Says he's a bum and he has no right to be in the same ring as him. But a word of warning, his 5 amateur defeats, Mayorga, were all to southpaws. Don King has embraced him like his own. He absolutely loves Mayorga. Found a new attraction, but how long will the attraction last?
Ladies and gentlemen, as has been the tradition tonight, here to kick things off from the 101st Fair Barn, U.S. Army Captain Maylin Salas.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you for everything. I'd like to make a shout out to all the soldiers of the 101st Airborne Division, especially soldiers and captains and bounty hunters that are watching down there in Silver Rack. Love you and miss you all. And all the U.S. soldiers, past, present, and future. Ladies and gentlemen, the fight you've all been waiting for. The undisputed welterweight championship of the world.
Man your battle stations, this unification contest is brought to you by Don King Productions in association with Caesars Atlantic City, Bally's Atlantic City, and CMX Exchange, sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazard Sr., Chairman Gerald Burnley, WBA President Gilberto Mendoza, Supervisor ringside Bob Mack, WBC President Jose Suleiman, Supervisor at ringside, Alberto Guerra. IBF President, Marion Mohammed. Supervisor at ringside, Mahassan Scott. The 3 judges designed to score this contest on the 10-point system are Arthur Ellenson, Eugene Grant. And John King. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge of the action, Tony Orlando. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's champion versus champion for the unified and undisputed welterweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red with white. He officially weighed in at 146 pounds. His professional record an outstanding one. 31 victories, including 11 knockouts, with only 2 defeats. He comes to us from St. Louis, Missouri, and he brings with him the heritage of the Spinks Jinx. He is the IBF welterweight champion of the world, Corey, the next generation Spinks. And his opponent across the ring, wearing black trimmed with white, he officially weighs at 146 pounds. 25 victories, including 22 knockouts, against 3 defeats with 1 draw. Damas y caballeros de Managua, Nicaragua, here is the WBA, WBC welterweight champion of the world, Ricardo Matador Mayorga.
Terrific atmosphere here in Atlantic City. So many people in the ring. They all have to get out now. The huge entourages of both fighters. It'll be down to the brawling style of Ricardo Mayorga and the sweet scientist Corey Spinks, who said he will paint a picture. He's the artist. Absolutely fascinating.
Okay, gentlemen, you received my instructions prior to entering the ring. Therefore, I expect a clean, professional bout. Protect yourselves at all times. You understood? Touch gloves, go back to your corner. Touch gloves, touch gloves.
Intriguing clash of characters, egos, and styles in a matchup to unify the world welterweight crown. The WBA and WBC holder there, Ricardo Mayorga. Big punching, awkward and bullish. Tackles the IBF champion from Missouri, Corey Spinks. A careful, skillful southpaw who has looked red hot in the Bally's gym, and many insiders feel he has the tools to deal with this gunslinger. Can he keep him away, though? Mayorga says he will break him up in 2.
Well, I'll be surprised if it goes that quickly. But he's got a long reach to Mayorga.
Box and move. The tactics from the Spinks team of Kenny Adams and Kevin Cunningham. They know Mayorga's strengths, and they said they will not be there to receive the power.
I think Spinks has got to get a little bit of respect, though. He's going to land 1 or 2 shots early.
The black trunks and black boots of Ricardo Mayorga, already looking for the right hand. Throws punches at different angles, and the leather trunks, as Nicky pointed out earlier, of Corey Spinks. That's interesting.
Yeah, hot too.
All right to the body from Mayorga, who's so strong and tough.
And a left hook just behind the ear too from Mayorga. Quick hands.
Fast, waspish punches from the Nicaraguan, who claims to smoke a packet and a half of cigarettes a day, and said the longest he's been without one is 7 months. I don't know how he does that, but he's all over Corey Spinks, trying to push him down, rough and tumble him. And gets a little word there from referee Tony Orlando.
Spinks was holding on though, he's a bit annoyed at that. Got a bit closer than we thought he would this early.
Right hand of Mayorga looks so open and wild at times, but has got tremendous hand speed. Look at that uppercut to the crowds, oohs and ahs, the Nicaraguan flags high around ringside.
Looks so ungainly, but he's actually catching Spinks with these shots.
Awkwardly effective, and 22 knockouts on the slate can really bang El Matador. Good opener. We can see the styles straight away.
You got to stay smart. You got to stay smart. Okay? You got to keep him turning. You can't stop in front of him. Hey, referee! Tony! Hey, look, you see what's going on, man?
Kevin Cunningham saying you've got to stay smart. Was he smart enough in that first round for you?
Well, he boxed to the best of his ability. I think that Mayorga, when he comes forward in these ferocious attacks, look, from all angles, so ungainly but fast with it and quite accurate, surprisingly. And a shot on the floor. He doesn't care where or when he hits you.
You shouldn't even be there for the shit. You got to box early. You got to box early and move early.
Got to box early, says Kevin Cunningham. There's El Matador on the neck, tattooed, of Ricardo Mayorga. He was arrested 11 times in his youth. Former bad boy at 106 amateur fights. And this is his 31st professional outing. Only lost 3 times. Corey Spinks in fight number 34. He's lost twice. A controversial decision to Michele Piccirillo, which he righted, and a loss to Antonio Diaz as well, that ringsiders say could have gone either way. He's talented.
So he's very talented. And to go to Italy, beat Piccirillo as he did, was a very good achievement. Nothing's easy over there.
This the round that Mayorga has predicted. Really, really awful comments from him this week at the press conference about Corey Spinks' late mother, how he'll stamp on his belt when he wins and all sorts. But then again, he does stuff for charity, and people back home in Nicaragua, maybe it is all a big act to make him money and fame. Do you like it or not?
No, I don't like it at all. But it does build up the fighter, that's for sure. And this one has been really well looked forward to this week. And wouldn't have been so well looked forward to had he not acted the way he did. So, you know, there's 2 sides to it, of course.
Psychological warfare comes to mind. Spinks has been calm behind shades for most of the week, taking no notice of Mayorga, but he has to now, and he has to watch that right hand.
Good work from Spinks, in and out. What he needs is what the corner told him to do, just don't stand there.
He's boxing well, getting into his rhythm. Making Mayorga look static. And making him miss quite wildly. This could just be a style to give Ricardo Mayorga absolute nightmares.
Looks like a long fight. Oh, that was low, and he knew it too.
Tony Orlando says keep them up. They touch gloves, there is respect now in the ring.
Well, yeah, I mean, it shows a slight sign of desperation.
So many big plans for Mayorga could go out of the window if he is outboxed by the slick-looking Corey Spinks. I've watched every single training session all week of Spinks, and I've been remarkably impressed by his movement, speed, and accuracy.
Yeah, I'm confident in his ability too. And he's doing the second round for me so far.
Oh, Mayorga after the bell. And again gets a warning as Spinks takes the round.
Well, the corner getting really angry there as Mayorga doesn't want to sit down, doesn't want to do anything that anybody tells him.
He's back with Rigoberto Garibaldi as he stands in the corner. Mayorga, there was agitation there and duress from both fighter and camp.
Yeah, certainly at the end of the round, Mayorga tried to get through with a few late punches again. And that's frustration. He can't catch Corey Spinks.
Do you think it's a good idea to be standing in between rounds?
Yeah, I do actually. I like that idea. You stand in sparring, nice to keep your legs free and moving, and sometimes at the end of a fight, maybe if you're really tired, sit down, but there's no problem with standing.
Mayorga's corner saying work the right hand more. Or translation, that he should relax, that he's too tense and upright. It's certainly Corey Spinks who has got into a rhythm first. Got to be careful of the big punches. And can he keep Mayorga at bay for 12 rounds? It's a long time, but so far, so good.
Yeah, he'll have to be superior in his fitness, that's for sure, because 12 rounds is a long time to stay away for somebody like Mayorga.
Doubles up with the right hand and offers Spinks' chin, Mayorga, as he did with Vernon Forrest in their second fight. Forrest hit him on the chin, Mayorga didn't move, but it may be the movement that does Mayorga tonight.
And the southpaw stance, as you say, that could be a big factor.
You feel even this early that Mayorga's got to hurt Spinks and hurt him quickly.
He's got to get it, and at the moment he's not getting there.
He will be attempting to engage Spinks in a tear-up. Can the 25-year-old from St. Louis, Missouri keep his head, keep his coolness, box his fight and take this undisputed title?
Caught again as he comes in, Mayorga. Tries to hit an illegal punch whilst holding.
Oh, right hand there from Mayorga. Glove a little low from Spinks. Had to take that one.
Again, Spinks away quickly.
Jab to the body there and a wry smile from Mayorga. He is one extremely tough and physically fit fighter.
Oh, he's got close there. Didn't hurt Spinks, but Spinks doesn't want to stand there.
Oh, Corey Spinks made Mayorga pay for a bad mistake, and the crowd now on their feet at Atlantic City. What can Mayorga do to stop this rhythmic and controlling performance so far from Corey Spinks?
Because the Americans right behind their man. Mayorga gets through with the right hand there, but just glancing blow.
Ricardo Mayorga, who has had some tuition from Emmanuel Stewart, going into this and catches Corey Spinks with a right at the end of the third. But Spinks feels this is under control and the crowd agree with him.
Well, I just about gave him that round, very close. And the crowd may have an influence here on the judges. You know, they're right behind their men, all the support.
Too much too, man. Don't stop in front of this motherfucker for nothing. Get your shit
Kevin
off.
Cunningham has been very angry with Ricardo Mayorga all
You bailing
week.
out right or you bailing out left?
He thinks Don King's a great promoter because he thinks Mayorga's an awful person and he's turned him into a star.
Well, that's true, that's for sure. Mayorga's got a lot more to him than that ungainly style that we see there. But he's not getting through at the moment, that's for sure. He's got toughness, he's got stamina, he's got a great chin and a big punch. And there's 12 rounds in this contest and a long way to go, but for the moment, Corey Spinks is boxing in and out quite beautifully.
Here's round number 4, the black boots, black trunks of the 30-year-old from Managua, Nicaragua, who has a place in Costa Rica as well. Life going well for Ricardo Mayorga. But it's the red and white boots and trunks of Corey Spinks, who has the reach advantage here and the skills that are so far dictating the pace. Now, Mayorga against Forrest in their second fight was a close affair.
Well, the boxing which Forrest chose to do in that contest made it so. Spinks is doing better at the moment than Forrest was.
Was Forrest intimidated by what Mayorga did in their first fight when he stopped him in 3 rounds? Forrest, who did the double over Shane Mosley. Lots of changes in the welterweight division. Antonio Margarito, the WBO champion, he's waiting his turn, but this is the real deal. Corey Spinks says, trust me, trust me, it will all work out. Watch a beautiful boxing exhibition. That's what he's been saying all week.
Yeah, and Mayorga, you know, there's a little bit more method to his work than it looks. He's so ungainly, but he is now and then trying to step to the outside, around the outside foot of Corey Spinks. But Spinks moves so well either way, to his left is moving beautifully.
Oh, lovely combination from Spinks, head and body. Stacey McKinley up in the red corner alongside us, shouting at Ricardo Mayorga.
At the moment, it's a boxing lesson by Spinks.
No punches. Step back. You okay? Let's go.
He's up against speed, a southpaw, an intelligent boxer. They say styles make fights and styles can undo other fighters. Maybe this is the one that's gonna get Ricardo Mayorga.
Oh! Big exchanges there, and Spinks had the better of it.
It's the hand speed. Corey Spinks proving, despite holding the IBF title, he's real world class here. 1 or 2 doubts about whether he could legitimately win this unification. Was he talented enough? At the moment, the answer is absolutely yes.
Yeah, he's boxing beautifully.
Mayorga misses again. He raises his hand to try and give him some sort of inspiration, but it's not going right.
No, it's not going right at all. And the corner will be frustrated. He's not getting close to Spinks. He's not able to cut Spinks off and work him into a corner and unload. And that's what he needs to do. Maybe when Spinks gets a little slow and tires, he may have a chance, but at the moment he's just got to get lucky.
Isn't the key right now that Corey Spinks hasn't been drawn into the type of fight that Mayorga wants?
Yeah, I mean, in the first round he just started to a little bit. He got involved, he went back to the corner and they gave him a real telling off, and since then he's boxed beautifully. He's in and out, he's moving, and he knows he just can't afford to get involved in a scrap here.
Mayorga corner saying, don't let him know how you want to punch. Got to disguise your work and surprise Spinks. But it's the box of tricks from St. Louis, Missouri, who at the moment is dominating this world welterweight title. Remember former great Felix Trinidad watching amongst the hosts of other names like Iran Barkley, Tommy the Hitman Hearns, Roberto Duran at ringside with us. And look at this from Mayorga. He wants Spinks to stand there and trade with him. Spinks is too clever for that.
Oh yeah, lands a right hook himself, Spinks.
Is Mayorga being exposed as a one-dimensional fighter in front of us?
He's got the advantage here of having the home crowd, Spinks, too, because he's not chasing the fight, and if he was in the in the champion Mayorga's backyard, then the crowd would be booing him. But they're cheering him here. Every bit of success he's cheered.
All the pressure on that Spinks name. People said he's not as good as Leon, he's not as good as Michael, but Corey's done things his own way.
Oh, heads clashed badly there.
Yes, and immediately Mayorga dabs his nose and forehead. Doesn't look like there's any damage as of yet. It's a tough head he's got.
Yeah, it is certainly. Just flinched and that was it, brushed it off, no problem.
Spinks dancing and moving. Has to take a left hook to the body and a right hand from Mayorga. Gets through, and that hurts Spinks for the first time in the fight. And now the Nicaraguan tries to brawl with Spinks, who shakes his head and spits defiance.
He's got to be careful. I don't think he was hurt actually by that shot. It was a heavy shot, but he took it well. But he's got to be careful. Don't lose your concentration.
Spinks beckons Mayorga in. Is that the wrong game plan, the wrong tactics? There's blood from the mouth of Corey Spinks. A turnaround here in the fifth.
Trying to take the play away now from Mayorga is Spinks.
Just relaxes again, Corey Spinks. But there go the right hands of Mayorga. Success for the first real time for Ricardo Mayorga. How will Corey Spinks react to that?
Let's knock him off.
Well, he's going forward non-stop now, Mayorga.
Again one, just as the bell went. Tony Orlando was quickly in, the referee, and 1 point has been taken away from Mayorga. Second time he did that. Right decision?
Well, the referee is determined to nip it in the bud straight away, you know, and now's the time possibly to do that. I don't think the punch actually landed much. But
was that Mayorga's round, though, despite the point deduction?
Yeah, it wasn't much in it, but I gave it to Mayorga. And when the point comes off the total at the end, but for the simplicity of the score, we give that one as a 10-10 round.
Still animated in Mayorga's corner. It's a key part of the fight here. What Corey Spinks does next.
Yeah, he's not got to get involved, that's for sure. He's got to get calm. Okay, he's been caught by a couple of punches, but don't get, you know, trying to show Mayorga that it didn't hurt. Just go back to your boxing and box within yourself. Just stay that one step ahead.
Round number 6, the southpaw style, red and white colours of Corey Spinks, who's boxed ever so well in what he says will be his defining night, coming off his win over Michele Piccirillo back in March. Mayorga should be a bit fresher. He fought in July against Forrest. Again looks for that right hand.
Nice countering right hooks to start the round from Corey Spinks.
Tries to grab the middle of the ring again, Spinks. Thrust out the southpaw jab. In training this week, Kenny Adams and Kevin Cunningham were basically getting him to move right round in a circle all the time, on his feet, dancing.
Well, building up the leg stamina, and that's what he'll need, as we're seeing here.
Yes, he's been doing a lot of skipping as well for this one, Corey Spinks. Not a big puncher himself, only 11 stoppages in 31 victories.
He's obviously got tremendous boxing genes with his uncle Michael and father Leon, but he's obviously gained a lot of confidence from being a part of that family too. He believes his place is as world champion.
Quietly spoken, pretty shy guy. He's engaged to be married. Says it was his dream to become a world champion, and this would just be such a bonus, the icing on the cake.
He's boxing beautifully this round too. Jabs, right counter, hooks.
We thought it was going to be an intriguing match. It's a perfect clash of styles.
Yeah, it's very good. Mayorga's gone very quiet this round again. He's being confused heavily by the counters of Corey Spinks.
Look how many punches are landing from Spinks and missing from Mayorga. Now the judges sometimes go for come-forward aggression, sometimes for silky boxing. It can differ, can't it?
It can differ. And Mayorga is being built up as a future superstar.
Again, still looks for that right hand, Mayorga. Bit one-punch happy with that. Can he vary it? Can he throw the left hooks? Always trying to snap that combination. One just squeaks through the defence of Corey Spinks, but he's buoyant and bouncing and moving and jogging back to the corner. Mayorga looks distressed. Spinks looks absolutely brimming with confidence.
Oh yeah, he won that round, that's for sure. There we see some action from the round again. Evasive work. Sent back. Oh no, that's the end of the round before. 1 round, 1 point off. That's a replay where the point was taken off at the end of the 5th round. Clearly shown. That's the way to show it. Not like the Michael Brody Indian Chief fight.
Will that be a pivotal point? Will that come back to haunt?
And make you move back to the center of the ring.
Make him move back, keep on the move. There is Bernard Hopkins waiting to come out to defend his world middleweight title against William Joppy. He said he will knock Joppy out, no doubts about it. Ricardo Mayorga, in his world unification title fight in front of you, said he would blow Corey Spinks away in a couple of rounds and have no respect for this bum. Bet he does now.
Well, he does. At the moment, it's looking like the old Roberto Duran against Sugar Ray Leonard's second fight, where he just can't get close to Corey Spinks.
And your card at the moment, 56-59 to the southpaw boxer.
That's correct. After a first... Oh! Just a slip.
A slip called by Tony Orlando.
First round Mayorga, and since then he's gone behind.
I'm saying to Mayorga in this corner, work the body, try and slow Spinks down. That's what they've got to do, because no signs of it.
Well, the reasoning there, the body doesn't move like the head, that's for sure. Easier target to hit the body. Oh, right hand almost gets through there.
But it was the counter from Corey Spinks that was the eye-catching punch.
He's getting closer now to Mayorga.
Again caught on the move, Mayorga, but he is breaking the space down.
Well, the legs of Spinks didn't move. Yeah, he landed the counter punch, but he didn't get away as he has earlier.
Will the Spinks legs become leaden as the fight goes on? At the moment, surely in a handy lead, but you never know with his jackhammer of a puncher in Mayorga, who's shown he's fit enough to go 12 before at championship level.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, both of these men have, of course.
No punching, let him out.
Looks at his corner there, Mayorga, called El Matador. He couldn't be more different.
No, that's right, exactly. He's the bull, not the Matador.
Yes, the man circling, always on the move, flicking out the jab, coming through with the left hand, is Corey Spinks. Boxing the best fight of his career at the moment.
Mayorga's getting closer though, and he's starting to hold a little bit Spinks inside.
Looks disorganised as he comes in, but then does get one to the body. That's what his corner wanted.
Took some back though.
And Spinks has showed a great deal of heart as well when he's been caught. Mayorga again punches the air.
Yeah, he got closer that time, I'll give him that one. Not much in it, but for me, Mayorga was getting closer to Spinks, and Spinks sometimes loses either concentration or is he starting to tire. He's worked very hard to stay away, moved in and out.
Spinks did go 12 rounds against Piccirillo twice, against Larry Marks as well, so he should be comfortable with the distance. Mayorga with Vernon Forrest, Filberto Alvarez back in August 2000, on a couple of times. Stamina shouldn't be a problem, both have worked so very hard in training.
Well, and you know, it's not a problem, of course. Coming in the 8th round, it's been a very fast-paced pressure from Mayorga, but every fighter slows a little bit. He's not slowing that much, but is there enough for Mayorga to get close?
Here's the 8th. It's the car-racing, beer-swilling, cigar-smoking Ricardo Mayorga, who has got to really start imposing himself on this quality, tricky operator, Corey Spinks, who's younger by 5 years, and youth and skill are winning the day in this welterweight battle, we believe.
Well, he's started the run very well, Spinks.
Both were 10 stone 6, just inside the 10-7 limit on the scales last night. No pizza eating from Mayorga this time, as Spinks shakes his head as one gets through. Is he slowing down the touch, Corey Spinks?
A little bit, I think. He's not getting away. He's left inside again, caught inside. He's not getting away as he was. Some good counters there still, on the move. But now he's choosing to throw punches and stay there.
Right hand, counter, but Mayorga put a solid one through. The corner on their feet, telling Mayorga to back him up.
Needs to keep his hands up. Spinks, he's just trying to duck and weave out of the way.
He looks more tired suddenly, Corey Spinks. Is this a moment in the fight where things will turn?
Oh, good counters though from Spinks.
Just raises his eyes there, Corey Spinks. He's worked ever so hard in the first 2/3 of this fight, but he's got to close it well as well. That's a good right hand, crisp, clean shot.
Both men popping a little bit. Mayorga from the effort he's put in, allowing Spinks back into this round.
Hold it, okay, no, come on, let's go now.
Heads come close again. A lot of these rounds are pretty hard, one feels, to score. Spinks is just bundled down. No knockdown, obviously. Who's got the ascendancy now?
It's Mayorga now getting a little bit more on top. And Mayorga edged that one for me. Didn't land with that many punches, but he landed with the better shots.
Playing to the crowd, the Nicaraguan showman, and remember, he is the Don King fighter.
Yeah, that's true, but should Spinks win, he'll quickly become the Don King fighter too. But he's the one being built up into the big star. He's the one that grabs all the headlines, that makes all the horrible remarks at the press conferences and gets the crowd so interested. That was the right hand. Little shake of the legs there. Was he off balance? Was he tired? Or did the punch have an effect? Seems to have a good chin, Corey Spinks, that's for sure.
Training down in Fort Pierce, Florida for this. Mayorga. The Spinks family at ringside, hoping so much that Corey Spinks makes it third time in a row. The Jinx. Michael, who we last saw blitzed out by Mike Tyson, but don't forget what he did before that, when he beat Larry Holmes a couple of times, ended the unbeaten record of the great heavyweight. It was also a pretty good light heavyweight, wasn't he?
That was his main part of his career, was light heavyweight. He's a brilliant light heavyweight.
Ooh, lovely, crisp right hand again with Spinks. He's had success with that shot.
Well, he started the last round pretty well too, but Mayorga finished it the better.
Spinks was saying this week that it just wasn't Vernon Forrest's time when Mayorga got to him, that he started to see weaknesses in Forrest in that second Mosley fight. And Mayorga got in at the right moment for him. Could have a win over Six Heads Lewis. Mayorga as well, that catapulted him on the scene. But if he wants the big fights like Sugar Shane Mosley and Oscar De La Hoya up at light middleweight, he must do something spectacular in the last four.
Well, Mayorga has got almost everything. He's got the really good chin, he's got a great punch, good fitness, but he's got to learn how to cut a man down. A boxer like Corey Spinks, until he gets that ability, he won't be the all-round champion that we want him to be, or we thought he was. At the moment, he's not showing that ability. Being caught every time with the right lead leg, right up counter.
One worry with Spinks that those going to Mayorga were saying was, would he be able to hold the Nicaraguan off for the entire 12 rounds? Did he have the power to do it? Will he?
Well, he's doing it so far, I must say. Tiring a bit, but he's winning this 9th round for me. I don't think Mayorga looks to be in the best of condition at the moment. You know, he's throwing a little bit too in the 9th round, and he hasn't done that much work. I thought he'd be fitter than this. Maybe all those cigarettes and booze affecting him.
Well, is that just something for the cameras, or is he really absolutely crazy? Probably a bit of both.
Yeah, I think he is crazy, that's for sure. Vicious right uppercut from Mayorga that just misses the chin of Spinks. Spinks the one landing the shots in this round.
And his speed there, negating the hands of Mayorga from connecting home. It's been a dancing sort of fight from Corey Spinks, who danced into the ring believing this was his night. And he wins that round, and Mayorga has got to do something quickly.
Yeah, and the Americans think their man is in the front here. We agree with them. Lots of entertainment here tonight.
$87.85 on your card.
Yeah, I think Spinks is just ahead now. And, of course, 3 rounds to go. It can all change. That's, of course, if they agree with me.
Terrific start from Corey Spinks. Mayorga has had patches where his physical effectiveness has closed the gap and the range, but I'm sure that they know they are possibly 9 minutes away from losing his belts. The WBA and WBC holder in the black trunks, 5'9" tall, slightly smaller than Corey Spinks, who's got a big reach advantage, 8 inches, and he's made use of that.
Yeah, ideally Spinks needs to get a bit of respect again now, but he doesn't want to get involved in a fight. It's a difficult one.
Mike Catch, respected boxing writer at ringside, has Spinks up by 2, just like you, Nicky. he keep the momentum going? Right to the body will slow him down. Mayorga smiles. Got to show championship qualities now, Mayorga. Left hand there from Corey Spinks, who again grabs hold of the middle of the ring. And when he boxes on that front foot there, his punches can be quite powerful, even though he's not a knockout artist.
Yeah, he's going down by Mayorga's knees continually now. There again, ducking down. Needs to be careful.
Listen to the American crowd.
But I said this is what he needs to do, unload a few combinations, get a bit of respect back from Mayorga. Win the round.
178 of 81 amateur fights. Corey Spinks brought up the slow way on the Missouri and Kansas club circuit. Been a pro for 6 years.
Spinks is ducking down to his left continually now as they get involved in scraps, in clinches. And you've got to be careful. Mayorga will start to read that, maybe throw that right uppercut. He doesn't want to duck down into one of those shots.
Mayorga, who's shown character before, come back from a loss on his professional debut when he was thrown in again, a much more experienced man. Can he close this well? He's been through the bumps and bruises, the street fights in Nicaragua. He will be there surely till the end, fighting, and the gum shield comes out of Corey Spinks.
Well, they should stop the clock for that one.
How are you seeing this session? More of the same from Spinks?
Well, no, I'm not actually. I'm seeing Mayorga winning this one. And everybody in the crowd in the corner are shouting to Mayorga, throw the right uppercut. They see what I see, is Spinks ducking down to his left. It's a danger sign, he's tiring.
Yes, it was a corkscrew uppercut. But Spinks again tries to regain control. As they go at the bell, and look at the ferocity between the two faces. But did Mayorga just pick that round? He believes he did. This is getting ever so close, Nicky.
Yeah, I gave it to Mayorga. And they're enjoying this one back in Iraq. The American soldiers, they may think their man's just a little bit ahead too, but it's an exciting finish. 2 rounds to go. And will they see Corey Spinks take the title tonight, or the undisputed title, I should say, of course being the IBF holder.
The 101st Airborne Division. What a treat they're getting, this 5 world title fights. And still remember, Hopkins' jobby to come.
Now there you see it, he ducked down to his left, and that's the danger spot for Corey Spinks. The corner are shouting at Mayorga to throw the right uppercut.
And don't forget the point that was deducted from Ricardo Mayorga in the 5th round for a second offence of hitting after the bell. Will that prove crucial? Dan Raphael of USA Today has Spinks by 5. What do you think?
That's something. Wouldn't disagree, wouldn't argue strongly against that. I don't think it's that wide. I think Mayorga just about won that last round. Expect a non-stop assault for the last 2 rounds from Mayorga.
But isn't it one of those affairs,
this is going to be split,
when you either go exactly for the smart, silky boxing or the hardened aggression?
Yeah, I agree. I'm convinced if it goes to 12 rounds, this will be a split decision.
Step back, let him out.
For me, Corey Spinks has stuck to his game plan and boxed quite brilliantly at times and made Mayorga look slow and ragged and tough as though he is.
Hold it.
Has he done enough, Mayorga? Has he landed enough?
Well, not yet. What's happening here?
Oh, another point. That could be absolutely vital. The crowd go mad. Another one off Mayorga. And oh, it's slipping away from the WBA and WBC champion now. Outboxed for much of this fight, 2 points off. Is there any way back?
I don't think that was warranted, I must say. The view we had wasn't great, they had the back to us, but I don't think that deserved a point deduction there. Good right hook from Mayorga in close.
Watch your head.
It might not have been deserved, but it's been given by Tony Orlando. Spinks just again off balance, falling down. Crowd are getting quite angry and animated with Mayorga, although the Nicaraguans amongst us.
It wasn't a knockdown, but it showed the fatigue in Spinks' legs.
Is that surprising after what he's done for most of the fight?
He's been non-stop, in and out. His legs have probably moved miles in those 11 rounds so far. But he needs to keep his hands up, don't put them by his side. He's got a good chin, but he'll need it if he gets caught.
Fighting for the mother he lost, Corey Spinks, as well as for his father and uncle, who have gone down in boxing history already.
Very wet in that ring, the water in the corner and the sweat of all the fighters. Every punch that lands, the spray of water goes on the canvas.
And still Mayorga brawls his way forward. Has he been classy enough though for you tonight? For me, not.
Not for the undisputed welterweight champion of the world, no. There's an area to his game that needs to improve.
Both raise their arms, and I wouldn't bet against Nicky Piper's prediction of a split decision here. But what are they going to say in Spinks' corner? Well, they're trying to rally them in both. Spinks is cool boxing.
Yeah, he got caught with the right hand there. Mayorga did come for... I didn't see what was wrong with that. Was he holding? I don't know what he's doing. Back of the head? No, I don't know. I personally didn't see a problem there. I mean, I scored that round 10-9 to Mayorga, but again, with the point off, you've got to give it 10-10. 10-point must. So, as I said, the rules say the point comes off at the end of the score, but for simplicity of my card, I'll give it 10-10.
It's a pretty tricky one at times for the judges to score. You've got it.
A point for Spinks so far.
Only a point for Spinks, and the 2 points off Mayorga. The judges at ringside, Arthur Ellenson, Eugene Grant, and our own John Keane is also over. He was really looking forward to this one when we spoke to him at the weigh-in. I wonder how he's got things. Do you go with the smooth southpaw boxing of Corey Spinks, who's dominated for much of this, or the hardened, come forward, non-stop throttle of Ricardo Mayorga?
Well, it'll be non-stop in this last round, that's for sure. Spinks needs to win it. Keep moving, that's good boxing. He's landed the better punches so far.
Do you believe it's all on this last round?
I do, yes, I do. And I'm convinced it's in a split. Again, the legs look tired. It's just a push over, and he went down voluntarily there just to get the break, I think.
He must have jogged miles and miles in that ring tonight, Corey Spinks. He's been so effective with that style, the southpaw stance, giving Ricardo Mayorga difficulty. Hasn't moved his head, but he has charged forward and has always been in the fight.
When Spinks is doing this, he's winning the round. It's when he does this and gets involved and allows Mayorga to unload some punches on him. But he's boxing well at this moment.
Wait! No punching, no punching, let him out.
Good shots, combinations.
Bobbing and weaving again, Spinks, but he can't get out of the way of all of them this late on. Just a minute and a half of the World Welterweight title fight to go. It's been a good one. It's been very competitive.
And the crowd cheer a shot there from Spinks. He's winning this last round for me, but he needs to keep away. Good boxing, good movement, good countering too.
Ricardo Mayorga will have to eat his words for this one. Corey Spinks is no bum. Corey Spinks is a world-class fighter. Will he unify the titles, or will Mayorga?
There's a minute to go now for Spinks. He's tired, that's for sure. Keep dancing, son, that's what he needs to do. Good right-hand counter.
The Spinks family in the corner, and Kevin Cunningham, who's been with him for so long, the former St. Louis policeman.
Both corners going crazy at him.
Well, they both know how close it is, and well, it's Razor's no knockdown. The Mayorga camp are going mad about that.
I don't think it was.
Well, all sorts of drama. 2 points off Mayorga, remember, in the 5th and 11th. Spinks, who had such a good start, outboxing the Nicaraguan. Was that enough? Or are the judges going to be swaying towards Mayorga's grit and determination and effort? I think Corey Spinks may have unified the title tonight, but Mayorga's being held aloft. Spinks is up. They both believe they've won it.
Corey Spinks for me by 2.
Absolutely, Nicky. Couldn't agree with you more. I think Corey Spinks did enough. And his boxing was better. And look at there, Michael Spinks has got a smile on his face. I think he believes.
Yeah, I think I agree too. And, you know, it turned out to be a really, really exciting last few rounds. Spinks was definitely tiring, no doubt about that. This is a sign. It was a sort of push, and as he was going down, he hit him with the right hook to the body. There's no way the punch put him down, that's for sure.
Well, well, well. How will the 3 judges do this? You go for Corey Spinks by 2 there.
I do. And I actually scored it 6 rounds even, but of course the 2 points off went against Ricardo Mayorga.
Michael Katz, Spinks by 2. A lot of other reporters at ringside say 1 or 2 Spinks.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm looking around to see if anyone thought Mayorga won that fight. No, there's shakes of heads at ringside. I think the genuine feel here is that the box and move tactics of Corey Spinks were too effective for Mayorga here.
Well, they're congratulating each other.
Michael's in the ring, Leon's in the ring. And look at Corey, he believes that Jinx will strike 3 times. Bernard Hopkins and William Joppy, remember, have the world middleweight title to fight for coming up. Mouth-watering that.
Will be the undisputed welterweight world champion. Arthur Ellenson scores the contest 114 to 114. Eugene Grant scores it 114 to 112. John Keane has it 117 to 110. For the winner by majority decision from St. Louis, Missouri, the undisputed welterweight champion of the world, Corey, the next generation.
Troops are delighted. Corey Spinks continues the Jinx in the family. He's in tears. This is his defining night. He becomes the world welterweight unified champion, and English judge John Keane by 7 helped make it a majority win deservedly.
Well, if any of the judges was going to go for the better boxing ability, it was John Keane, the Englishman. That's our style, you know. And although I scored 6 each, and the 2 points taken off for the illegal blows by Mayorga, I did feel Spinks was the cuter, the most stylish fighter.
His emotion with Wally Matthews now going to Ricardo Mayorga, who looks desolate.
Que no tenía por qué bajarme los puntos que me bajó.
I thought the referee wasn't on my side. He didn't have to take those points away from me. I'm not on the side with that.
Obviously, the 2 points were a big blow to your chances to win the fight. But what about the movement of Spinks in the southpaw style? Did that bother you?
Dice que obviamente la quita de puntos fue importante en la decisión, pero ¿crees tú que el movimiento de Spinks tuvo algo que ver con eso?
No. El referee me jodió.
Not at all.
Él no presentaba pelea, él se quitaba y todo.
Not at all. The referee.
So you think that it's all the referee? All right, Ricardo, thank you very much. You heard it from Ricardo Mayorga. All the referees fall back to Barry.
Wow. Corey Spinks is still embracing the family. Look at Michael and Leon. There's the generation, the next generation, Corey Spinks. It's the night of his boxing life, and look at him enjoy it. And I think the crowd and everybody at ringside knows who won that fight.
Oh yeah, I think Spinks had more to do with it than the referee, of course.
A hug from Don King, who gave him the opportunity. Wally Matthews will get a word.
Corey, we need you over here. Corey, congratulations. You did put a lot of... Terrific display of sportsmanship. Look at this.
Que me perdone por la grosería que nos vení. Y que llore, porque él sabe que él libre ganarse.
We were talking earlier about the sport and what a bunch of good guys there are in the sport of boxing. And I think right there you got a good example of what the sport's all about.
There's a lot of good guys in boxing. They may talk trash before the fight, but afterwards you always see them hard.
All right, now let's go back to a scene here, a very emotional scene between Ricardo Mayorga and Corey Spinks. I'm going to find out right now. Corey, can you tell us what Ricardo said to you? All right, guys. All right, guys. Let him have his moment here on TV, please. Corey, congratulations. What did Ricardo Mayorga say to you?
He said, I'm a great champion, and he was apologizing for all the bad things he said. He was just saying it was his show, and I can respect that. You know, he was a man to come up to me and apologize. I can't do nothing but respect that, like nice sportsmanship.
Well, it was a great effort by you tonight. Obviously, not almost the equal of what your dad had done 25 years ago. It seemed as if Mayorga was trying to take you out of your game plan, but you stayed in it from beginning to end. How were you able to do that?
I told you I was a smart fighter, man. I'm not going to get into that. But, you know, I also had to land some of my big shots, too.
Now, what about his punching power? He did seem to hit you with some real big punches, but you made him miss the follow-up.
I kept telling you, I don't trip off that. I'm a grown man. I handles my own. I've been hit hard before. I've been hit hard all my life by my big brothers and everything. I do not trip off that. I'm a man, not a boy.
And what about the pressure that he put on you throughout the fight? You were able to stay with your movement, stay with your jab?
I've been getting pressure my whole career, so it wasn't a big thing. I just did what I normally do, box.
All right, now all the big fights that were supposed to be out there for him, Oscar De La Hoya, Shane Mosley, they're all out there for you. Who do you want to take on next?
I want Shane Mosley.
13. Why do you say Shane Mosley?
Because they the one that been talking big about just overlooking me and everything. We want them all. We want them all, baby. We want them all. We're not scared of no one. We coming. We coming.
Did you have any doubt at all, considering the way boxing decisions don't always go to the guy who seems to have won the fight, that you were going to win this?
That's the problem with guys. You don't supposed to trip off that if you're a fighter. You let your coaches and your promoters or whatever worry about that. You as a fighter, you keep your head and go in there and do what you have to do.
Well, you certainly kept your head tonight. A tremendous performance by Corey Spinks. Congratulations. Let's go back to ringside.